This is destroying many people in this generation. The question is, are you involved? Is this destroying you also? Welcome, everybody, to this edition of the podcast as we have another chit chat. And I want to talk about something that I have seen that is destroying many people in this generation, especially the younger generation. Should I say maybe people who are 40 and below to a certain extent? Yeah. But I think it is important for us to have the right perspective and um, the right way of looking at this so that this should not end up destroying us. Meanwhile, it should be building us. I am saying this because, as a coach, as a speaker, I've traveled many nations, especially speaking in youth conferences and youth summits and also providing coaching to young people. I have seen many people depressed because of this. I have seen many people compare, they are envy, they are jealous because of this. And this negatively affects how they end up producing results in career, in business, or in whatever God has called them to do. So this is a big challenge for many millennials, Gen Zs, and so on. You see, appearances often overshadow substance. We get to find ourselves at the crossroads of, you know, feeling good and doing what is truly good. You see, many people focus on feeling good instead of doing what is truly good. This is what I call vanity metrics. Vanity metrics. You know what they say, vanity upon vanity? Yeah. Let me explain in my own words what vanity metrics means. My personal view of vanity metrics involves focusing on the superficial aspects of life, focusing on superficial things like social media popularity without real substance, social media popularity without purpose, social media popularity without the right intentions, or valuing material things like fancy cars and clothing and shoes to the extent that you are using these superficial things to measure your success and your significance in life. This is the challenge. Using these metrics to measure one, your success in life, and two, your level of significance in life. That is where the challenge is. And I feel that for many people in this generation, it is the time to stop focusing on things that look impressive on the surface, on the outside, but don't truly reflect the effectiveness and the depth of their purpose or their real existence here on earth. So the challenge for us is to go beyond vanity metrics and go for what I call significant metrics. So there are two types of young people. Here's the fact. There are two types of young people in this generation. People who use vanity metrics to measure their success and significance, and those who use what I call significant metrics to measure their success and significance. So it is time to shift our focus towards significant metrics, which offers a deeper and more insightful analysis of our performance, our existence, and our impact. You see, significant metrics allows us as a people, as young people, to measure what truly matters, thereby guiding us into better decision making and to a certain extent strategy development. Many people don't know how to make life changing decisions or sustainable life changing decisions and develop the right strategy for their development because they are using the wrong metrics to measure their current lives or to measure where they are coming from or to measure their vision where they want to go. So, to lead a more productive and purposeful life, it is time we shift our focus to significant metrics. That is, genuinely reflecting on our personal growth, well being, and fulfillment. Anybody who focuses on significant metrics focuses on personal growth, their well being, fulfillment, that is purpose, right? These metrics provide a more authentic way of measuring our life's quality and achievement. There are many people that they are measuring the quality of their life and their achievement using the wrong metrics. And this is why many people get to end up in depression, end up in envy and jealousy, and even carry out evil actions against other people because they cannot really manage certain things about themselves. Now, I want to share 10 or so examples of significant metrics that I encourage individuals to focus on for meaningful living. If you desire to experience meaningful living, these are the 10 things or 10 significant metrics that you should be focusing on, right? This is from my personal observation, personal experience, and of course, from my coaching experience. Number one, the first significant matrix you should focus on is personal growth. Personal growth. This is where you measure the steps that you are taking towards your self improvement, such as learning new skills, reading books, attending workshops, focusing on your continuous personal development, listening to podcasts like this, right? Personal growth. This is one of the key areas you should use to measure your progress in life because your the quality of your results will never outgrow the quality of your personal development. Okay? Number two, quality relationships. This is the second matrix you should use. In this generation, we have people who are focusing more on the number of social media followers that they have instead of quality relationships. There are many people on social media that have thousands of followers, but if they are stranded somewhere, they don't have a group of 3 people, 5 people, trustworthy, relevant, quality people that if they call, those people can help them out of that situation. But yet they are very popular on social media. So there is popularity without quality relationships. But it is quality relationships that will step in during your dark season and help you out. Popularity can never save you during your difficult seasons. It is quality relationships. So you need to start evaluating the depth and the meaningfulness of your personal relationships. What is the quality of your relationship with your family members, your friends, your colleagues, if you want to take it to that extent, right? For those who are married, what is the quality of your relationship with your spouse, right? My wife is to me, right? If I my goal, I don't any other person, I can get it wrong with any other person. I can as far as she's concerned, she's priority, everything is primary, every other person secondary, right? Because it is one relationship that every single minute, every single hour, every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, the goal is for that relationship to consistently grow in quality. Because there are situations I will be in, whether I like it or not, she'll be the one that will stand by me, right? So there are certain relationships. It goes them to parents, it goes to siblings, it goes to for those who things that they call best friends, if they're genuine friends, it goes to that light, right? So significant metrics include quality relationships, relationships that can bring the right support and can also enrich your life. At the same time, it is your responsibility to also be a quality person to these people. Don't expect quality from other people when you are not giving quality to other people. Now, that is selfishness, right? The third significant matrix that we should focus on in this generation is physical health. It's very important, right? Tracking this matrix is important. This relates to your well-being. How often do you exercise? What is your nutritional structure? What is your sleep quality? Right? The goal here is to maintain a healthy body. For many of us, like me, who are workaholics and all of that, it is consistently a challenge. And I want to thank God for my wife, who is always on my case, right? Sometimes I literally forget to eat, right? And I'm one of those who I don't eat food to enjoy it. I eat food because if I don't eat it, my body will suffer. I wish there was a way I could live the whole day with that. Sometimes that 10 minutes or 15 minutes of eating is too much for me, right? So I get to have this guilty pleasure kind of thought. So, but it is dangerous to stay without food because the brain needs some nutrients to actually be productive, you see? So measure this particular matrix and take it serious, right? The next is mental well-being. It's very important. You need to monitor the indicators of your mental. You need to monitor the indicators of your mental health. This is important. Monitor your stress levels, emotional stability, monitor your happiness, your joy, your level of gladness, monitor how you get angry, monitor the things that hurts you and brings you pain, and try to create a structure, a system, boundaries to help you not to experience that, right? It is very, very important. The next is financial security. This is one matrix to pay attention to. And I want to add something here on financial security. There are many people that focus on showing off to prove a point that they are doing well financially. Meanwhile, they are not doing well financially. The goal is to be financially secured and not to show off that they are doing well financially. And in this generation, this is one of the major vanity metrics that people are focusing on. So their goal is to prove a point, to show off that they are doing well, but they don't really have that real financial security. But significant metrics focus on really having financial security, right? Focus on track your financial goals, set financial goals, saving goals, check how you spend, work on your spending, check your investment structure, investment growth, ensure financial stability and a secure financial future. It takes studies, it takes intentional actions, sometimes risk, but you cannot leave your finances to chance and expect to be secured financially. Okay, I always say when it comes to financial security, there are things you must know. Know how to make money, know how to keep money, know how to grow money. It's very important. If you are able to learn ideas around these three things, you will have financial security. The next thing I'll talk about is contribution to community. This is the next significant matrix to focus on, right? It's not about you being popular. It's about you being able to significantly contribute to your immediate community. What is the level of your contribution to your external community? That the group of people beyond your immediate family. Your church, how do you serve the people in your church? How do you serve the people in the neighborhood where you live? How do you serve the people back in your community where you grew up if you are not living there? Like for us who grew up in Africa, we know that we left our villages and came to town. How do you serve back in the village or in the village community? Like in Cameroon, every single community have what they call community development associations. How do you help in doing that? How do you serve, right? So talking about involvement in community service, volunteering, even financial contribution. The goal here is you intentionally reflecting on your commitment to give back and make a difference. What about how are you giving back to your secondary school, to your university where you graduated? Find a community that you can significantly contribute. The next is work-life balance, right? Work-life balance is kind of controversial, especially for people like us who are entrepreneurs and high performers, that are way we like to do things. I always fondly say that most people that talk about work-life balance don't practice it, right? And but work-life balance is good. Sometimes it will be hard for it to be 50-50 per se, as most people talk about it, but you need to think about it. Many a times it's a challenge, personally for me, because um, before getting married, I'm a very driven person, highly driven. I'm the kind of person that I'm a very early morning person. I can be up from 3 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day. I'm always doing something. I'm writing books. I'm writing articles. I'm consulting. I'm coaching. I'm developing framework strategies. There's always something to do. My to-do list is there are things that I wrote down that I'll do in 2022. I've not yet done them, but every day I'm busy, right? So because there is that impacts and the way people demand your services and all of that becomes a challenge to practice work-life balance. But one thing that I'm learning is work-life balance requires discipline. One of my mentors said, before you were born, these problems were there, and you will die and go while the problems will still be there. But it requires discipline. All right, for those who are struggling with it, sometimes just create a boundary, discipline it, shut down the laptop, do something, and just go be with your family, with your kids, whatever you need to do it. Okay. But it's important to intentionally assess the equilibrium between professional obligations and your personal life, ensuring that neither is neglected in the pursuit of others, right? Many people neglect their personal life and family life in pursuit of professional endeavors and all of that. Some people, they neglect professional endeavors and they focus on family and personal life. That becomes more like laziness, right? And laissez-faire attitude. So you need to learn how to balance the two. For some people like me, um, my professional life gets to be too loud than my personal life, right? And then for some people, their personal life is too loud than their professional endeavors. So we need to balance that into two. The next metric to focus on is the achievement of goals. This is important. You intentionally tracking your progress towards your personal and professional goals, right? This is where you are very intentional at making sure that you identify what milestones are you achieving in your professional journey, in your business journey, in your career journey. What strategies do you need to adjust so that you can achieve the right success that you're focusing on, right? So it's about setting goals, tracking those goals, and adjusting strategies to achieve the goals. So you need to focus on this particular matrix. The next is personal happiness. It's linked to kind of work-life balance too, but this is where you are measuring your overall satisfaction and joy in life as a person. How joyful are you about this life? This is where you reflect on your previous experiences. How are they contributing to your life in terms of personal happiness? Your previous accomplishments. What are those moments in your previous, in the last couple of months, years, weeks that made you very happy? How can you make sure that those moments happen again? Okay, so track things that makes you happy, track the experiences, the accomplishments, track those moments and recreate them, improve on them, and also challenge yourself to create new moments that you have not experienced before, right? For your personal happiness. One of my personal happiness goals that I want to do is skydiving in Dubai. That's one of my things in my bucket list. The last time I was in Dubai, I was not, I was broke. I could not afford for it. But one of my dreams, one of the things in my bucket list is to do skydiving in Dubai. I want to jump from a flying plane, right? Skydive over that beautiful city. I can't wait to do that. That is an experience I want to create, right? That reflects to my personal happiness. Next is resilience. Yes, it's important to track your resilience ability. I like to call it resilience quotient. You see, people who give up don't win, and people who are resilient will always end up winning. One of the key things in your life that will define the rest of your life is your resilience quotient, right? Your ability to bounce back from setbacks, your ability to adapt to change, your ability to overcome challenges, right? And this is one core metric in life that people must track, assess, and grow in. Many people have failed in destiny. Many people are struggling with their dreams and careers and businesses because they don't have this resilience quotient. They are not building it. They are not conscious that this is something that you need to build. They need to invest in. Okay, so you need to evaluate your ability to bounce back from setbacks, your ability to adapt to change, your ability to overcome challenges, right? Thereby, this indicates your strength, your flexibility in facing life's uncertainty, career uncertainty, and business uncertainty. People who have high resilience quickly, and succeed in life faster than most people who don't. Okay, and I strongly believe that as you focus on these metrics I have spoken about, these are not all, but these are core ones that I feel they are important for us to understand in this generation and to invest in. Another matrix that I may like to add is what I call your focus metric. How are you able to focus? This is a generation where we have a lot of weapons of mass distraction. There are so many things around us designed to distract us. So, this generation, focus is quickly disappearing. Deep work is quickly disappearing. There are many people in this generation now that cannot sit and sustain focus for 1 hour without, you know, without being distracted or without distracting themselves, right? Deep work is disappearing. And I wrote an article sharing that anybody who can practice deep work and sustain focus will always stand out, because quality work comes out from the ability to do some deep work and do some relevant stuff with the time that you have. I hope that this made some sense to you. I hope this inspired you. As I always say, if this chit chat that I do have with myself and with those who follow and they comment and they share feedback, if it inspires just one person, if it challenges just one person, if it motivates just one person, then I am fulfilled and I am happy. If you are that one person that you felt inspired, you felt challenged, please leave me a comment, share with a friend, and challenge them to go through. And hopefully, it will also be a blessing to them. Until the next episode, my name is Dr. Javnyuy Joybert. Keep building that dream, keep shining, and remember, you are rare, you're remarkable, and Jesus loves you so, so much.